All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back here this Tuesday afternoon, December 13th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back, of course, at this time of the day for our afternoon meeting. Great to see Allison still with us here. Mark picking up a dime on a short he had from before. Great to see all of us otherwise inside the live trading room. I'll tell you, folks, it's been a relatively stagnant afternoon outside of the market pulling back, making essentially a full round trip on the way down. Give me a brief second here, folks. I actually just need to readjust one moment. Make sure my audio is good for all of us inside the live trading room. I believe that is the case for Ravina joining us and all of us otherwise. So, folks, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear for all of us inside Cyber Group. I think that we're good. Good? Sweet. I'll tell you what, I had a little internet issue like yesterday in the morning. I've been paranoid since. It's been about 36 hours of pure paranoia. So outside of that, and perhaps outside of the market, dropping off, making that full round trip all the way back down, it's been a really good day-to-day trade, right? I mean, hey, if you're Andre, Mark, Wendy, Michael, Allison, and one of our new students or members, Timothy, if you're with us here, there has been something at any point throughout the day that is either pushing up, trying to break higher, or moving with the market and providing us actually a really good short. So with that, SMMT, Allison, hopefully loving up this trade right now. She's had a great day. She had won some, lost some, but it's been active altogether. She had just called out this SMMT a moment ago. I was coming back to my desk at that time, Allison. So I saw her post at 218, SMMT moving back up towards 4. All right, well, here we go. And, just before it ended up just breaking above a smaller resistance off of 380. It was about like 12, 13,000 shares on the ask. Well, it just broke above it right now. So that's a good sign. Let's see continuation on the way up towards the bigger resistance up towards 4. You could just see it without Bookmap, just on my TradeStation matrix. This is our level 3. And you could see about 61, 62,000 shares on the ask up top at 4. So good call from Allison. And with that, we'll definitely start by putting this trade back on our watch list. Because, of course, from last week, we did really well on this stock. I'm looking around me right now. I realized I didn't get my bottle of water. Huh. All right, so there's that. I'm going to try and make do with this, folks, but you probably have to pardon me just for the bad mouth. But right now, Robert's saying, I've had 36 hours of paranoia, except tequila was involved. Yeah, I don't know if I need tequila. I need a bottle of water. But nevertheless, though, let's see if there's anything else moving, whether it be on the way up here, like the SMMT trade, or, hey, again, the market's been kind of flat after the round trip back down. But it wouldn't shock me if we end up getting another pullback, another big drop off, leading to at least a test of the lows here on the SPY. So let's go from top to bottom. Let's see what we could work with here, taking us into the closing bell. Got OPGN. It's a cheapie, so I kind of just want to skip over that actually to start. The NCPL, hey, it doesn't look good now at this point, right? And I ended up losing 3 cents on this trade heading into the early afternoon. I was calling it out off 240, right? We were going over this trade from the morning and from our Traders Talk workshop, which we did earlier this morning as well for all of us inside the live trading room. But with that, ended up leading to an ugly shakedown, consolidated, broke lower. It really wasn't a good trade from after the market had opened up. But with that, I was simply saying during our 11 o'clock traders talk that, maybe over time, 240 could be a level. Watch for some big support to come in, an iceberg, right? And there was not. It ended up just shaking lower at the time. I ended up losing my money on this trade here, just a few cents, but it broke above 240. I jumped in right here. It was a great start. Had a nice reaction. But in the sense of looking for that true reversal and move back up, I didn't close out in time. It ended up stopping me right out at 240, so I'm pretty content with the exit either way. For lunchtime, crap time of the day, we really shouldn't be trying to make our days pay right here. So it was a good morning. This was just a trade I thought could have had some better potential, and it didn't give it to me. Since it's just been holding under this 240 really well. So actually, that makes it a pretty strong level. Makes it a good setup in case if this does re-break above this 240. So I'm not fully sold on this just yet, but hey, it's sideless material still. NCPL. I'll definitely come back to this before we finish up just to check in, see where it's at. All right, I got this stock, Sissy, SISI. I thought Rich was calling me a name before. called it out earlier. I'm like, what'd you just say? So no, I'm kidding with that. Ended up making a nice squeeze heading into the late morning, early afternoon. Topped off right under two, pretty much, right? About 11, 12,000 shares on the ask at $2. There's also an iceberg on the ask at 206. I'm just seeing that now. So you got a couple of them stacked up there. Makes it a lot harder for this thing to try and really break higher and make another run. So for right now, I'll pass on it. WVE, this has been in play. I mean, from pre-market, it dumped off after, but then ended up having a nice run for the late morning, early afternoon. I didn't trade this at all, but spread doesn't look terrible if it can kind of keep between 1 to 3 cents consistently. I would want the order book to fill in a little bit more, but I mean, outside of that, it is kind of making lower highs now at this stage. So the run might be done here for the WVE trade. Maybe I'll come back to this at the end if I need to. The only one so far I'm really devoted to is that Summit trade, SMMT. All right, what else we got here, folks? Grom had a nice pop earlier today. It tried bouncing back up before. Looks like it died off, though. Held under 175 for the most part. SDGR? Interesting trade. I mean, I haven't seen this one until right now. It's only trading about like 2,000 shares per minute. Order book looks filled in, so to say, but the orders are kind of small. So it's not like really that liquid. It's on a tight spread, mind you, but I just feel like there's better trades right now at this time. If there's no big money to follow, then what are we even doing? That's our whole philosophy. That's our whole MO, right? Now you could say the same on Moderna, but granted, for how expensive Moderna was even from yesterday, this is going to have naturally a more illiquid book. So, had a really good move from the morning here. Obviously, big news coming out on Moderna from pre-market led to a steady trend, ended up leading to the continuated pop after the market opened up. News out on Moderna, mRNA trading higher after the company and Merck announced a vaccine in combination with Keytruda. It met the primary efficacy endpoint in the phase 2B trial. That actually sounds pretty of note. To meet primary and or secondary endpoints, the further down the line, the more significant it is. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then FDA approval. So there was a trade, I think it was earlier this week or just yesterday for that matter, coming off phase 1 news. Hey, it had a nice pop, but mRNA had a nice gain today too, up over 23%. There could be a lot more on this long term as far as a swing trade. So, keep this in mind as a potential swing trade. In fact, we'll talk about that coming up on Friday this week, just on the 16th. I'll write that down actually. I wasn't as jumpy to swing trade Moderna prior to reading the news, but you know what? I'll give it a shout, give it a look in our class coming up on Friday. All right. What else we got, though, is a day trade. What could be a good day trade now at this point for us? We have the SMMT, and that's all she wrote so far. Data, after that 765 print that we talked about inside our workshop, moved up nice, but just really dead now. That's bad. Oh, man. All right. We got Huya, Huya. Oftentimes, this doesn't trade exactly the same as IQ, but both Chinese stocks, both came off IPOs, relatively similar timing a little while back. IQ's trying to grind back up, right? So it is holding well at this point. Let me go back to that HUYA trade. I don't know if that's trading a lot of volume per minute, only about 2,000 shares like the other one. That's it. Just getting a Pinterest right now, Mike. I just kind of skipped around there for a moment, but Pinterest had a nice day today too. If it was pushing up better right now at this very time, like trying to break back up towards this peak, I would be more inclined to put it on our list. I'll put it on our side list though. Come back to this just in about 5 or so minutes. Give it a second look. Testing a big iceberg on the ask at least right off of 2647. It just broke above that right now. But I'd say 2650 still keep your eye out for as a key level. All right, what else we got? Probably a lot more that's up percentage-wise, although the markets did pull all the way back down to pre-market levels prior to the CPI report being released. But if there's anything else, folks, that looks good on the way up, type it in the chat board. Let me know. We'll hop over to the loser side right now, seeing if there's anything looking just as good, if not better. Got a bunch of crap hard to borrow on the top of the losers list. You kind of just gloss over those, skip over those for right now. I meant to click on this MLGO stock. Wow, are you kidding me? I don't know if Fausto saw this. Do you know if Fausto saw this stock yet today after the drop? He was all over it from the morning, just calling it out, popping, having this big move up. Holy smokes. This thing ended up pumping. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't think that we see this type of move ever before. That's nuts. 10 up to 70 all the way back down. I think that we were watching this beginning in pre-market make its initial pump, but that is no bueno. Holy smokes. You could actually short this, though, on TradeStation. Allegedly, it's easy to borrow. I think it's halted right now on the way down for the umpteenth time, but I don't know, a little too risky for my liking. I like to follow something that could be, some good bang for the buck, but that's a little gamble there, isn't it? All right, I got a stock still trying to push up. I didn't fully devote to it putting it on the main list, and I think now it will. The Grom trade, GROM, trying to eke back up right now, actually, up towards 178, 179. All right, we'll take it. Hopefully it continues. Just otherwise checking out the side list stocks. NEO popped up early pre-market off the CPI, came all the way back down and then some. Affirm absolutely killed it on this trade from the short early this morning, namely off of 1330, the red line. We talked about this all from our Traders Talk workshop earlier today, and I left a ton on the table. But, just every trade begins with the entry. This was a really nice one from before. For right now, though, aside from it just moving back up to 12, not a whole lot really happening on it otherwise. All right, folks, let me know if there's anything else up, down, left, right that you'd want me to look at. Otherwise, we got only 2 stocks. That's it so far. So I'll jump back to those that I'd said we go back to. The NCPL trade. The fact that it's kind of holding over 240 here, I'm a fan of, but all right, I think that just kind of answered that. Wow, that was a big shake back down very suddenly right as I turned back to this trade. Spread opened up enormously. Have a ton of red here on the tape at 240. So if it ends up pushing back up after we finish this meeting, we'll call it out from that point. But that shakedown, I am not a fan of right there. So I'm going to pass. Have the WVE stock. This was from before. Coming back to this, at least the spread, the order book is a little bit more liquid. It is pushing back up. So I'll put this on our main list now at this point. WVE, Pinterest, pushing back up above 2650. There we go. We'll take that. Cool. There we go. Now we got 4 stocks to work with, folks. We got SMMT, the Grom trade, WVE, and Pinterest. Mark saying coin is hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. It's a nice short stock. Oh, it is hard to borrow on TradeStation now at this point. I thought it was easy to borrow from the morning. Yeah, it dropped off early this morning heading into the afternoon. I feel like most of the run, though, is done for right now. The SPY is trying to push back up for right now a little bit. All right, the mouth is running dry, folks. My apologies. We're going to finish up right now. I don't see anything else on social media, Facebook Live, or YouTube, and that's expected, actually. Right now, at the same time as I'm doing this afternoon meeting, Fausto is doing an introductory to day trading webinar. Now, if you're inside the live trading room, you folks, I would imagine you'd rather be looking to trade our picks at this point going into the close. If you want to support the team, support Fausto, you could actually just go right to the link that we posted as an alert up top, or you can go right on our YouTube channel. He's running live right now on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/cybertradingu. But of course, for all of us on social media right now, Facebook Live or YouTube, you certainly know that. Let me know, though, folks, if you have anything else otherwise, but I think that we're just about good to go here. I don't really feel too confident longing much that moves with the market at this point, albeit the SPY is trying to push up a little bit now, but keyword there is a little bit. Airlines all down, but all moving slow. Slow is not good enough for us at this point, folks. We got to find something that has good volume, good momentum, So there's not a whole lot of that right now that's moving with the market because, again, the market's squeezing back up a tiny amount, but it might just get a little bit more consolidation going into the close. Remember, we have the Fed meeting concluding tomorrow. So, with that, I would imagine that there's going to be a lot more to come out from there and a lot more reaction at that point, as well. All right. Exactly, Allison. Perfect. All right. So for all of us on Facebook Live or YouTube right now, let me know if you have any questions. But make sure that you like, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and otherwise join us inside our live trading room if you haven't had the chance to do so. Go right down to the link on the yellow banner below right there, the stream, to get yourself started. You could begin today, tomorrow, or Monday. Just give a call to our office, and they'll be able to set that up for you. But with that in mind, though, Leda, Michael, Mark, Allison, Robert, I know that Rich will be on the mic taking you folks going into the close. I'll be here until 3:30 at least. We'll see how the market moves at that point. But I'm looking to catch a nice trade or two, folks, coming up. So if you see something, say something. We'll talk to you soon, folks. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it